I want you to take a moment and snap your fingers. That simple action took about half a second. In that tiny fraction of time, the entire human race, the planet Earth, and the sun could have been completely erased from existence. There would be no explosion. There would be no warning sirens. There would be no pain. One moment, we are here, and in the next moment, we are simply deleted. We spend a lot of time worrying about how the world will end. We worry about giant asteroids crashing into the ocean. We worry about global nuclear war. We worry about climate change or pandemics. These are all things we can see coming. We can track them on radar. We can prepare for them. But physics tells us there is a scenario where the fundamental laws of the universe itself simply break. It is called false vacuum decay, and it is, essentially, a cosmic delete button for reality. To understand how this is possible, you don't need a PhD in theoretical physics. You just need to imagine a simple ball sitting in a deep valley. In physics, everything in the universe wants to be at the lowest possible energy state. It wants to relax. Just like a ball always wants to roll to the bottom of a hill, the energy fields that make up our universe want to settle into the lowest point. When the ball hits the bottom, it is stable. It stops moving. It is safe. For a long time, scientists assumed that our universe was at the bottom of the hill. We assumed we were living in a true vacuum, which means our laws of physics are stable and permanent. But recent mathematical models suggest we might be wrong. We might be terribly wrong. The math suggests we are actually stuck on a little ledge, halfway down the hill. We look stable. We feel stable. But there is a much deeper, darker valley below us. This is what we call a false vacuum. We are balancing on a tightrope over a canyon. And because of the weird rules of quantum mechanics, we don't even need a push to fall off. All it takes is a high-energy quantum event, a tiny spark in the fabric of space-time, to tunnel through the floor and send the universe tumbling down into the abyss. So, what happens if we fall? What does the end of the universe look like? It wouldn't happen everywhere at once. It would start at a single point. A tiny bubble of true vacuum would form. Inside this bubble, the laws of physics are rewritten. The constants of nature change. The chemistry that holds your body together becomes impossible. Atoms fall apart. Even light itself might not exist inside. And here is the problem. This bubble contains lower energy than the space around it. In physics, low energy wins. So, the bubble wants to grow. It would expand outwards in all directions at the speed of light. It would look like a sphere of pure nothingness, eating stars and galaxies whole. It is an unstoppable wall of destruction. Anything it touches simply ceases to be. You might be thinking, if a giant bubble of death is coming towards Earth, we would see it in our telescopes, right? We would have time to say goodbye. Wrong. That is the most terrifying part. The bubble expands at the speed of light. That means the light from the bubble arrives at the exact same moment as the bubble itself. Imagine you are looking up at the sun. If the sun got hit by the vacuum bubble, you wouldn't see it go dark. You wouldn't see a black spot appearing in the sky. You would see the sun shining normally, warm and bright, and then, in the next instant, you would be gone. Your optic nerve wouldn't even have time to send a signal to your brain to say, something is wrong. One moment, you are drinking your coffee, worrying about your emails. The next moment, your atoms are dismantled into a fine quantum mist. You wouldn't even know you had died. Is this just science fiction? Is this just a scary story physicists tell each other? Sadly, no. In 2012, scientists at CERN discovered the Higgs Boson particle. This was a massive breakthrough, but it came with a dark side. By measuring the mass of the Higgs particle, physicists were able to calculate the stability of the universe. The result was unsettling. The math suggests we are likely in a metastable state. That means we are on the ledge. We are not at the bottom. The famous physicist Stephen Hawking once warned that the Higgs potential has the worrisome feature that it might become unstable at energies above 100 billion gigaelectronvolts. He said the universe could undergo catastrophic vacuum decay, with the bubble of the true vacuum expanding at the speed of light. This could happen at any time. It could happen in 10 billion years, long after humans are gone. Or it could have started in the Andromeda Galaxy 2 million years ago, and the wall of death is almost here, racing towards us across the darkness of space. We literally have no way of knowing. This sounds terrifying. It triggers a deep, existential dread. But in a strange way, it is also comforting. If the false vacuum comes, nobody will suffer. Nobody will act out of fear. Nobody will mourn. History will simply stop. It is the ultimate reminder that we are not in control. We live on a fragile island of stability in a chaotic universe. The universe gives us life, and the universe can take it away in a literal flash. So, don't worry about the things you can't control. Enjoy your coffee, call your family, and appreciate the fact that you are here, right now, existing against the odds.